Canada's vast coastline has long been an abundant resource of fish. As the world market for aquaculture increases, Canada has turned to aquaculture to meet this growing demand. Campbell River, located on the eastern coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia, is a center for Western Canadian aquaculture. Many companies base their head offices, hatcheries, grow-out sites, and even processing plants in the areas that surround Campbell River. Nutreco has played an integral part in supporting Canadian aquaculture by producing advanced feeds at Moore Clark and by farming quality salmon at Paradise Bay Sea Farms. Both Moore Clark and Paradise Bay Sea Farms are members of Nutreco Aquaculture, a group of international companies that pool its resources to develop the latest in feed and technology in order to keep customers profitable in this competitive industry. This graph illustrates dramatic improvements in fish growth achieved at the Nutreco Aquaculture Research Center in Norway between 1989 and 1996. In an efficiently operated fish farm, feed should be the single largest operating cost. One of the most effective methods in reducing this cost of production is by practicing good feed management. This in turn increases the farmer's profitability. Feeding for profit. Working together with Aqua Feed Systems Incorporated, Paradise Bay Sea Farms has implemented the Fisheye camera system in order to practice better feed management. Optimum feeding will yield the greatest improvement of the biological feed conversion ratio, also referred to as FCR, toward the theoretically attainable FCR. Research has shown that the best growth results are achieved when fish are fed to satiation. This optimizes the efficient use of nutrients in pellets by fish. With every mouthful, the growth curve rises steadily. The more feed consumed by the fish, the faster it grows. Maximum growth can only be achieved at satiation. Lowering feed conversion rates is achieved by allowing the fish to eat all that it wants, since the energy in the first mouthfuls goes toward the upkeep of bodily functions or maintenance requirements, and the protein energy in the last mouthfuls goes towards growth. Growth is obviously the main objective of farming. A farmer must achieve maximum specific growth rate, also known as SGR, minimum FCR, and minimum cost of production. Consuming quality feeds and good health increases fish appetite, which leads to still better growth and FCR. Additionally, feeding to satiation reduces competition stress, physical damage, and consequently can reduce mortality. Feeding to satiation is critical in order to achieve the maximum SGR and fastest growth, achieve the minimum FCR, and reduce stress, competition, physical damage, and consequently, mortality. Therefore, in order to obtain the most efficient use of feed, the farmer must be able to detect when the livestock's appetite has been fully satisfied. Aquaculture is a young industry as compared to agriculture. Feed management practices in agriculture are sometimes hard to adapt for aquaculture due to certain limitations. One key limitation is due to the fact that traditional land-based farmers of products such as chickens and pigs have always been able to closely monitor livestock feeding behavior. For instance, this poultry farmer can easily detect any feed wastage and adjust his feed amounts accordingly. In the past, fish farmers relied on published feed tables as a general guide, but these tables do not allow for meal-to-meal variation or day-to-day variation. To limit over- and underfeeding, the farmer, exposed to the elements of nature, must try to observe the fish from the surface to determine daily rations. A variety of environmental factors, such as foul weather, waves, turbidity, and deep pens, make it difficult to fully determine the consumption of pellets once they have fallen from view. It is also well known that fish have a hierarchy, and differences in activity from near the surface to the bottom of the cage cannot be detected from the surface. Farmed fish from time to time will respond to the feeding routine without actually swallowing pellets. As seen here, pellets are wasted for various reasons. The farmer is then unable to monitor fish feeding all the way to the bottom of the cage without the aid of a feed waste detector. Several methods, such as feedback and sonar, have been devised to solve this dilemma of determining when the fish have stopped eating. With the aid of this Fisheye underwater video camera, farmers are able to observe fish behavior and determine satiation. This remarkably strong and durable camera, with a fixed focus, wide-angle lens, and automatic exposure control, delivers sharp, clear pictures down to a light level of 0.15 lux. The Fisheye camera is suspended near the bottom of the pen facing upward to provide the farmer a clear view of feeding activity of the fish all the way up the water column. Together with an efficient centralized feed delivery system, Paradise Bay's staff are able to closely monitor fish feeding behavior. Now, the fish culturist is out of the elements, eliminating the ambiguity and frustration of determining satiation in the wind, rain, cold, or turbid waters. Staff productivity increases and labor can be reduced. As the feed is loaded into hoppers above the dispensing system, a computer controls the operations of the doser valve. This allows the unit to deliver precise amounts of the pellets to the pen. An air blower drives the pellets down pipes that lead to the cages. Spreaders located at the ends of the hoses deflect the feed into a wide pattern that covers the pen surface. These hoses are easily moved around to suit wind and tide conditions.